In a world of reboots, remakes, and cinematic disasters, two dudes with no clue dare to ask, what the hell were they thinking? Popcorn ready, brains off, no film school, and no mercy. This is No Clue Movie Reviews.
Hello and welcome to the No Clue Movie Reviews. I am your host, Jay, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Malcolm.
Hey.
And today, we are also joined by a special co-host, and boy, do I mean special. Joining us from the And Now You Know show, we got Teresa.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back. Sorry that I recommended this movie.
Don't be sorry, it was fun. Out of curiosity, why did you recommend this one?
Well, because the last time that I was on, after the show, it was either on the show or after the show, one of the two. But I was describing a scene from the movie because I couldn't remember what the name of it was for the life of me. And then I finally found it and I sent the clip to you and Malcolm. And it's just oh shit, maybe we should review this. I haven't seen this since I was a wee one. And yeah, we certainly watched it.
Well, let's go ahead. On this episode, we're going to be breaking down the 1988 comedy. They got it listed as a comedy horror.
I say there's 3 seconds of horror in it that stood out. That's about it.
Yeah.
High Spirits.
I know looks aren't everything.
I'm in here.
It's just that they can help so much when you.
There's nothing like a vacation to give your spirits a lift. High Spirits.
Now, it's directed by Neil Jordan and starring Peter O'Toole, Daryl Hannah, Steve the Gutenberg, and Beverly D'Angelo. So we already know your backstory with this. I've never heard of this movie. So Malcolm, were you familiar with this?
I at least vaguely remember at one time my mother rented it, and it stood out to me by the classic scene that she spoke of earlier that we'll get to. That's what stuck to my head, and that's what triggered a wash of memories of all this other movie.
I gotcha. Well, let's go ahead and get started with this one then, because I'm curious to hear Teresa, because I'm already getting this she hated it vibe, so
We'll
fun.
see.
But the movie starts off with a guy on the phone talking to, I guess, the owner of is he the bank?
It's got to be the owner of the bank, the mortgage company. Now, why would the owner of the mortgage company be calling you? Because that's what turns out it is.
Yeah, that's what confused me. I get the mortgage company calling you, but the owner doesn't do this shit or send their kids to a place to check it out. But we'll get to that.
I mean, it gets to that because there is a person. It's 2 lines, but there is a personal vendetta for the goal. Yeah.
Well, this phone call, it goes through a up and down thing. He's talking about they're needing to make money to keep the castle open and not getting foreclosed. He makes an idea of turning it into a theme park.
He wants to bring it to Malibu and turn it into a theme park.
Where are you putting that in Malibu that it doesn't just stand out in an ugly way?
Well, they did that with a London Bridge. Didn't they do that in Las Vegas or somewhere?
I have no clue.
Well,
don't Google it. It checks out.
But Peter O'Toole, the way he spoke in all this, it was just rhythmic. It's just that I love British humor.
Yes.
It's so dry and it's just so witty.
No, I was not given a middle name, but had I been, I feel certain my mother would not have chosen low-life, shit-for-brains peckerhead.
And according to what I could look, Peter O'Toole was kind of messing around with the high spirits during the filming of this also. So he was pretty wasted through most of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
You don't say. I don't think...
I think
meta-acting.
I think throughout his entire career, he was imbibing in the high spirits.
Oh, but he's so good at it.
I know. He's such a freaking legend.
Well, I love that right after this phone call, he goes to, or I guess he didn't go anywhere. He's still in his office and he tries to hang himself. Mm-hmm. And is that his mother?
Yes,
or
that's
is
his
another
mother.
old lady. Okay.
Yeah.
So his mother walks in. She watches him. She doesn't try to stop him. She just calls him a coward and starts bad-mouthing him for it.
There you are! Taking the easy way out!
I love that British shrill.
This is not easy.
That's what we needed in Life
Very
of Brian, not the dude playing the chick.
Yeah, that was a little much. Like I said, that's the reason why that should be skits, not a full-fledged movie.
Yeah.
I do love the mother's dialogue here, like yelling at him, like, "What would your father say?" And he's been dead for 10 years. And your grandmother.
Yeah, which is interesting because on a second watch, it's like a totally different story once you actually pay attention. It's like, oh, she's telling everything the whole time.
It took you 2 watches to catch that?
I didn't catch it the first time. I thought she was just crazy.
Okay. Well, they start talking about Ghost here because, like, if he dies, he would join the Ghost or whatever. And he gets this idea to turn the place into a haunted hotel.
Well, there are no bloody ghosts here.
I know, but there will be. We'll invent them.
And he doesn't believe it's haunted. Like, he doesn't believe there's ghosts, and neither do the people, like his crew that's there. So they get the idea they're going to make ghost and attractions for the hotel, which honestly sounds like a great idea. I think there's hotels around that do that now for, like, the whole hotel's an attraction, like Great Wolf Lodge. And shit like that.
Any of them that say they're haunted are doing that.
Hey, you don't say that. So there was a part here when they're setting everything up, and they had this this corpse laying down. That's what they referred to it as, the corpse. And this guy's moving a mirror.
Yes.
The fucking mirror just drops and decapitates this dude. His instinct, though.
Anybody dead down there?
Only the corpse, Eamon. What the shaggin' hell are you doing up there?
This, I'm gonna say, like, we jump to a flight here, and you got the Goot and Beverly D'Angelo are sitting next to each other. This may be the only movie I've ever seen where I hated Beverly D'Angelo.
Thank you. Like,
yes,
this was a huge thorn in my side because it's just like you're used to seeing her as, like, in National Lampoon, and like all the other movies that she was in, that she was always just like. She was like the hot mom. She was nice. And this, it's just like, you were such an insufferable. See you next Tuesday.
I even liked her in American History X.
Right.
Jesus. I guess she wasn't as insufferable.
Yeah, she was just being beaten
sad
on.
and broken.
Yeah.
Their flight, and I don't know why they're in middle seats and fucking coach, and he's trying to be like romantic and shit with her.
Well, it's because it's supposed to be their second honeymoon. That's what she told him, is that this is their second honeymoon, and since she's from or her family's from Ireland, that she wanted to go back to her home country.
He's being a big old puss.
Yes, he is.
What he's being.
I get that, but being romantic, and you can tell he's trying to get frisky with her, but in the middle of the aisle.
Well, I think he was just trying to be romantic with champagne, like celebratory.
Yeah.
I think it's too much of her assumption and just dogging him down, cutting him down in front of everyone and dismissive and just right back to sleep. Just an ongoing joke. It's like, I'm not going to fuck you. It's like, okay, cool.
Where are my Xannies?
Her words exactly were, the next thing you know, you'll be wanting to have sex, which, he doesn't deny, and he looks around the plane very awkwardly. But that led to him walking over and sitting next to what appears to be the oldest person on the plane and offers her a drink. She turns it down, and his question to her cracked me up because he even realized that she can't hear him. Yeah. So he goes, I suppose sex is out of the question.
Goot's gonna goot.
The Goot. Now, I guess they showed up at the castle and they just immediately got put on a tour bus.
I think that's the bus that collected them wherever they landed.
Yep. That was a bus that was going to pick them up from the airport.
Oh, okay. So that was not part of the castle. Okay.
No,
I was trying to figure out if that was just some kind of tour. Gotcha. Well, yeah, because I was trying to figure out why the fuck a tour would drive anywhere near water. But this tour bus ends in water. I guess not technically, because they did stop it on the bridge. The bridge was just a piece of shit.
I mean, technically, it's just a dock, so it really wasn't meant for a bus. But it was a nice looking miniature. I miss miniatures.
Very Beetlejuice-like right there. Remember, like when they fell off the edge of the bridge and just sat there for a minute?
Yes, that's what I was also getting to. And matter of fact, the cover, the poster gives me a Beetlejuice vibe.
Yeah.
With them on the bed and the ghost. It's just like, if you compare that to Beetlejuice, like, you can kind of see it.
But isn't the reason why that they went into like the lake. Wasn't that like the first supposed ghost? It was supposed to be the banshee that fell on the van, and then
Yes, it kind of
yeah,
caused a
Yeah,
catastrophe.
during the drive, there was actually a couple things during the drive that were pretty funny. Number
Mhm.
one, like you said, the Banshee, she was supposed to swing out at like in front of the bus and scare them. That was her whole deal. But when she finally got brave enough to jump down, she fell right on top of the thing,
yeah.
and which started scaring the shit out of everybody because I hear somebody screaming and banging on the roof.
But I mean, if you're gonna do these stunts, why would you still do it during the daytime? That's a little
Right.
early to be pulling these little stunts. And the second ghost was just clearly a lady on a horse.
Yes.
And is that the same talking horse we see later? That's so fucking weird.
Reynaldo.
Well, I love how the Goot just opens up the roof and starts fighting the Banshee. Like why? Just leave it shut. What's he doing? But before that happened, so did y'all catch like what they were getting offended by with the driver talking?
Oh yeah, he was talking about raping and pillaging of like in
Yes.
the past. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a dad and a mom there with an entire family, and they just get completely offended by the driver, like yelling at him, "Hey, there's kids on here and whatever." And yeah, like I said, we saw the part where the bus ends up in the water. They all end up having to swim back, and they all are soaked by the time they actually get inside.
Interesting note. Did you recognize the dad of the family?
He's the guy who got eaten by the T-Rex in Jurassic
Yes,
Park.
it is. That's the lawyer in Jurassic Park.
Okay, did not catch that one. So in this one, he's a parapsychologist.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess after this film, he decided to go into law school.
Ghosts were just too much for him. So dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't know he was going into law for dinosaurs. That just ended up that way.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, like I said, you're at a dinner here now, and you got him. You find out he's a parapsychologist, and he's going to prove that everything's bullshit in this place. Shouldn't be hard because it's clearly all bullshit.
Should be all done by now.
Mystery solved.
You got a very young Jennifer Tilly. How old do you think she is in this one? Did anybody look it up?
I didn't. She is surprisingly looks well for her age. So I think she was probably pushing like late 20s, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would say mid to late 20s because I know she's almost 60.
Yeah, I love Jennifer Tilly. Like she's been in poker since I was like really into poker, so I've watched her a long time.
And she's good.
Yeah, her acting's always been fun. So, her talking to the priest here about her ex-boyfriend, who is a devil worshiper and shit like that. That shit was cracking me up.
But don't forget the dead gerbils.
And we booked this dumb tour because, you know, he likes ghosts, corpses, dead gerbils.
Dead gerbils.
And he ran off with this Buddhist monk. I mean, how was I supposed to know he was gay?
Oh, okay. See, when she even first said that, I was thinking female Buddhist monk. Then she fixed it for me. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is that a cow's head or a pig's head on the table in front of them? Like what? Because all they were talking about eating this whole movie was whiting, which is fish. But that's clearly the head of like.
Yeah, that's a cow head.
Yeah, like I said,
unpleasant.
all they've talked about at this point of people eating is whiting, a fish. You know, so
yeah.
That's some kind of head from a different animal. So yeah, they're bitching. They're just being picky.
Well, I mean, I'm not touching the head.
No.
But yeah, I just love how she ends up flirting with him. He's there basically trying to get his rocks off before he joins priesthood. Am I correct?
Yes.
I thought it was like a spiritual quest, kind of.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Because wasn't he going to see, because he's going to go into the priesthood, and wasn't he going to see if he could exorcise the place?
Oh, yeah. It has to be that because he had to have gone to this for the haunting stuff. So
yeah,
it had to be something like that.
Okay, so I got completely lost in their conversation then because I looked at him like a slutty bride on her, honeymoon, like her wedding night.
But he was resisting the entire time, as much as I could tell. We needed more of this subplot. We did not get enough of this.
Well, they go to the bar after this dinner here, and I don't know about this music. All the people at the bar that work there are really into this chick playing the harp and singing. And they actually got a little mad at one of at the main dude for talking during it, the goot, and he walks off and sits down, and everybody's singing along with it. It's a weird song. It's not the typical bar music I hear.
Well, I mean, you go to Ireland to their pubs, because I think they have these they just sing these little shanties.
Yeah. It's just an Irish song.
It's just weird with harp music. Who has a harp in a bar? I don't know. Okay,
there may be a hidden joke, because the woman dressed as a banshee, that's their version of like a star in Irish. She was like a big time singer in the 80s.
Oh, was she?
I looked her up. I can't remember her name. I'll put it in post here. Yeah, that was Irish. That was their Madonna at the time.
What a homely Madonna.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, at this point, after the song cuts out, and I think they do like their little play thingy, like with the water and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what the stage performance was needed for. That just seemed a little out of place, but
maybe it was just already there, so they figured they'd use it. But I did like O'Toole's little speech.
Bolt your doors. Say your prayers.
I like how you can keep seeing their heads pop in and out. Just carrying the fish.
The two in the back right crack me up because they look like they're just having a blast. This part right here, after his little speech and everything, and all the lights cut off, and they just leave all the guests in there by themselves. Guests aren't bothered by it. They realize it's part of the show or whatever. So they all go back to their rooms. And this is where we start seeing some haunting go on, if you want to call it that. You get in one room with the family, the parents. You get the armor set that starts moving around, even starts helping the one chick get dressed.
Yes. That did
with
make
roller
me
skates on roller skates, which was very impressive.
Completely Scooby-Doo right there, man.
Yeah.
Like that was some Scooby-Doo bullshit. Jennifer Tilly's bed starts spinning, which was funny. It's revealed that the way they did that cracks me up. Like the dude with the is it just a bicycle crank just up above?
He's cranking like those old-timey washer roller pins to squeeze out it's a mechanism hooked to that. You can kind of barely see it. But at first, I thought I was just catching the production wires, because I would see that. It's like, oh, well, there's clearly the wires. Then next scene, it reveals up. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to see these wires.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's really a smart movie with a lot of the stuff it does. It's I don't think Teresa likes me saying that.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Ooh.
The priest sitting there at his window, I think he's reading the Bible. Regardless, doesn't matter what he's reading. He's reading by the window, and they keep sending the banshee chick by his window over and over and over. And she's scared out of her fucking mind. It cracks me up.
Well, and especially too, because like to get her to go, that they have the other worker, like he's tied around the waist. So basically when she goes, like he jumps down so like she can be
he's his counterweight.
Yes.
Yeah. And no one's actually got a harness. It's just ropes tied in loops and whatnot. It's all homemade. For some reason, that mechanism uses a person on a bicycle pedaling to power it. I don't know what it's doing.
Maybe they ran out of bicycles and just had the crank.
And then there's just a little windmill spinning next to it also.
It's a wild movie. I'll say that. It's really out there.
It's having fun.
He never notices her fly by. He does hear Jennifer Tilly screaming. So he goes running into her room. And I don't know what his thought process was here, but instead of getting her off the bed, he just jumps onto it with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's funnier that way. That's why. Now they're both spinning.
Well, I forget what happens here, but I did write on here, goddamn Beverly D'Angelo is a bitch in this. Whatever happened here, I don't remember what it was. I think he may be trying to get frisky with. Oh, he saw the reflection of the ghost try to stab her.
Yes,
that's right.
Turn! How many times do I have to tell you no? I'm exhausted. We are not making love tonight. I just saw a ghost.
Like she is a cunt. I cannot stand her. You get that. You get the priest is on Jennifer Tilly's bed spinning in circles, and you get the dad is now up sword fighting the armor set on skates.
Yeah. Supernatural, huh? Sounds pretty solid to me. Behind me, children.
Yep.
That got silly as hell.
This is fucking Scooby-Doo. It's really just an out there Scooby-Doo episode. But the Banshee flies through the Goot's window, ends up scaring the shit out of them. Tilly, I keep saying Tilly because there's, I don't know how. I didn't have most of their names throughout the majority of this movie.
I think hers is Miranda.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yep.
Okay, well, Tilly's bed gets wound up a little too tight and gets pulled all the way up to the ceiling and is basically grinding into the ceiling until I guess it's a rope or something pulling them up. But it snaps. They drop to the floor and somehow fall through like 3 or 4 different
I think
floors.
it was 5.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But did you notice how the stunt was done? It's a straight up doll. Those are just dolls. Here it is in slow-mo. It is so just clearly just stationary dolls. This is just
Don't worry,
a
though,
miniature.
that one in the middle is giving us a thumbs up.
So everything's okay because it's a G.I. Joe.
The place, nowhere from the outside does it appear to be even bigger than 3 stories tall. They fell through 4 floors and landed on the stairs going to the first floor.
Somewhere, because either that or we're seeing a little bit ahead of time and then we go back a little in time, see everyone end up downstairs and then here they come. Or they went on a mini adventure and we just never got to see what that was.
Well, they landed on the stairs and slid into the lobby where everyone is like out there yelling at the owner at this point because they're starting to realize how much of bullshit this place is. Like everybody's caught
on them for thinking ghosts are real.
Yeah, I don't understand the dad guy's problem. He literally proved what he came to prove. Wouldn't that make you happy?
Yes, he's supposed to find this out. He can't get mad. He should assume that everything's fake. He's trying to disprove. Yeah, his motive was weird.
This is the most pitiful supernatural sham that I've ever encountered.
It will get better, I do assure you.
He does explain to them his motive here, and the Goot recognizes the name of the person that he says here. Turns out it's his father-in-law and, making his wife a complete, even more of a bitch in this movie.
Well, and I do want to point out too, that because like, to go back a little bit, like, when, that Beverly D'Angelo and Gutenberg, like when they were arguing in the bathroom before like the Banshee flew in, she was wearing a night mask. Like she's putting like a white face mask on. And then 2 seconds later, when they're all in the basement, then she doesn't have anything on her face. And for whatever reason that stuck with me and it really annoyed me because it's like, you don't have the time to wash that off.
Well, some women are experts at cleaning white cream off really quickly.
True. Right.
But I have a little bit of an excuse for that. The director, Neil Jordan, was kicked out of the editing. Whoever produced this, they were trying to do Ghostbusters, essentially. So they didn't like the direction he was taking it. So they took all his raw footage and turned it into this version.
Jesus.
So he's very pissed. He hates this version. Release the Neil Jordan cut.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hashtag release it.
The owner and the Goot are down at a bar drinking now. And you basically find out he hates his stepfather, so he's all in on like he wants to help this guy keep his castle. What is this liquor that the owner busts out to make him drink?
I think it's going to be Irish version of moonshine.
Yeah, it's like 400 years old or something.
Yeah, he called it like a family special blend or some shit, but they end up getting like really fucked up, and the Goot stumbles back to his bedroom drunk as shit, but he goes into the wrong room. And this is where we get Daryl Hannah, who, once again, I didn't catch her name for a while, but I believe it is Mary.
Yes.
She bursts through the wall, and he sees what's going on, and another guy comes coming through the wall, ends up stabbing and killing her.
Another guy?
Another guy.
Taking himself, Liam Neeson's?
I was going to say, it took me entirely too long to see it was Liam Neeson.
As soon as I saw his face, like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was well later. Hell, it may have been all the way up until he started talking to Beverly D'Angelo before I realized it was Liam Neeson.
When he popped out of the tub is when my wife said something. She goes, oh, because I was over there going, oh, look at them abs. Jesus.
But basically, he sees him get stabbed, so he goes and he watches her on the ground. He sees the guy disappear back through the wall, which is in front of where the door was. So he thinks it's all just part of the show. So he tries to run back through the door, which was funny as hell. I always love watching somebody walk face first into a door. But right after he does that, the whole scene repeats over and over.
Yeah.
You know, she comes running back in. And this time, instead of watching it happen, he somehow breaks it up, takes the stabbing for her. He acts like he felt it. Did he feel it?
He thought, because he's just drunk, and it's not the best acting from the Goot.
No.
Why don't I believe it?
Thank you.
I mean,
It reminds me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when Paul Rubens gets stabbed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Who would
I
have
love
known he
that
was
movie.
channeling the Goot the whole time?
Right.
See, there's something good came out of this for you guys. But yeah, so since he broke this up somehow by getting in between them, she realized it and gets to stay around and live her ghostly
life?
life. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're just saying that she would only materialize for this evening repeat. And like, was it an exact witching hour? Was like, had to be at 3 a.m. that they would start doing this loop? And when does the loop end? It never explains that. I wish I knew.
Yeah, it almost makes me think that this happens like every 3 minutes.
Yeah, just forever.
Yeah.
And then
But-
how did no one hear this? Like, I think the ghosts are in that one room we never go into.
She ends up evaporating, and he at this point he's drunk as shit and goes back to his room, and I think she ends up yelling at him again or something because he tries to kill himself at this point.
Yeah, which that took a weird turn.
Yeah,
I didn't
very
understand.
strange.
Maybe it's just because he was drunk and still kind of sad, but it took me a while because they tried to show us, but I guess she switched the pills, but all we see is her turn the caps. They even put little markers on there so you can see the rotation in the animation, but it's like, that's all we got visually.
She's a ghost who's been dead for over 200 years. Like, how would she even know what that is? How would she even know, like, to switch it? It's just like, what are you doing here?
I have a different theory here. I don't think she switched them. I think she was helping him kill himself so he would be in there with her.
True. That's a good point.
But I mean, clearly the pills were switched because the confusion the next morning when he thinks, oh, no, those are the Valium. It turns out she was taking Valium, but I guess she took what I can only guess is B12.
I think it's migraine medicine, he said.
Gotcha. Well, clearly here he tries to kill himself. He takes whatever here, and he passes out and wakes up. I think he's in the floor. I don't even remember.
Yeah, floor in the bathroom. He just passed out right there.
Yeah. So the next morning you get the mom, the older lady, talking to a ghost, and this guy is saying the ghosts are furious and something about he's going to give the Americans exactly what they signed up for. So you come to find out that this is her husband, one of the random ghosts. So the Goot wakes up in the middle of the floor and he thinks he's dead, which this shit cracked me up because I saw it coming. I mean, you had to see it coming, but he thinks he's dead. So because she's ignoring him, and he's just saying some of the worst shit in her ear. She responds by just slapping the shit out of him and then takes more pills because that's what she does.
Which is funny because in my personal life, when my wife is not listening to me or ignoring me, I say, quit Patrick Swayzing me. I'm here.
But like his insult towards her, like, it's so cornball because it's not even really that mean. He's just like, you're colder than a penguin on an iceberg. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah,
say you're dried up and useless. Say that.
Right.
I'm going.
Oh, so what was the deal? Like, is she with him for any reason? Like,
no, she has the money. He has.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he has anything. I don't know what the relationship's based off of.
They never specify. There's no rhyme or reason to them.
It's so weird. It's like he clearly loves her. She has no interest in him. She kisses 2 other guys in this movie that are not him. I don't think they ever kiss once.
Oh, yeah,
No.
that is quite true. That's sad.
And one of them is right here, right after. Basically, she's on the phone talking to her dad and is telling him about all the problems she's having on the trip. After she dropped the phone and starts to leave, she kisses the other guy, the other dad with the kids.
How dare you?
And then
he actually has my name.
Well, she ends up slapping the shit out of him, and the phone hangs itself up.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I think, truly the first time we see a ghost interaction besides seeing Ghost Dad, which he just looks dusty.
Yep.
Yeah, I do believe you're right. Well, I mean, outside of Goot getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, I forget they were ghosts.
Besides the big plot right there, you know. Speaking of big plot point, Goot's trying to leave and run out, meet everybody out in the car, and runs back into Daryl Hannah just sitting there. I'm sorry, it's going to take me a little bit to get the names because, like I said, there's my notes with Daryl Hannah, Beverly DeBitchelo, and
we have never given character names. We're not going to start now.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Look at the chef. He's throwing fish at her.
Because even the kids, the driver looked back at the fish in the earlier scene, and he goes, he asked questions like, they gave me a fish. So it's like a continental breakfast.
Okay, I thought he was just being an asshole because he threw 3 fish at her. It's
right, he was also the cook during
girl.
dinner when he was quickly trying to throw lettuce and parsley in the bisque while
when he
wearing
ran
headphones.
out
Yeah, he had radio headphones. He's just jamming out and trying to shove shit at the last second.
Except I do want to point out how fucking cool is that driver's hat. I want to get his hat.
Yes,
I just saw that. What is that on that? Is that Chinese writing of some
It's
sort?
Chinese writing.
No, it's either Chinese or Japanese. And it's I saw that and it's I want that hat.
Hey.
The Goot's talking to Mary, which I believe, Mary, that's Daryl Hannah's name.
Yeah.
So the Goot's talking to Mary, and she's clearly trying to fuck him somehow. And,
well, because she fake cried to get his attention.
I mean, that's what she does. But I wouldn't blame him for going for it. I mean, like I said, and I'm going to use this word many times, his wife is a cunt. So,
yes,
go for it. Eternity with her or one more day with this other bitch. I think I'm going for eternity. But Daryl Hannah turns into, she disappears and this giant windstorm starts.
Sure.
Is that her or is that the other ghost fucking with him?
It's the other ghost.
That is a good question. I don't know what she does besides just
well, because she disappears because she's upset. And then because, Peter O'Toole's character's dad, he said that, the ghosts are pissed and, havoc is going to start. And so, they're the ones that cause the whole thunder windstorm.
Gotcha.
And then the weird wind that tears the bus apart.
Yeah, it just tears the bus all to hell. But look at how much Beverly D'Angelo's into it.
Yeah. I guess that's because she took the wrong pills that's making her act that way.
Yeah, she took too many Xanax. That's why.
Okay.
I just started to think she was really, really horny and had zero interest in the Goot.
Mm-hmm.
So they go. Well, after that happens, she peeks into the back and sees the priest sitting there. And she says something about, I guess they didn't drive all the snakes out of Ireland.
That was a good line.
But they end up staying, obviously, which prevents the owner from trying to hang himself again.
I love the suicide jokes in this.
Teresa wants to stay.
Teresa, God.
But during that the scene when the car is getting blown apart. The Goot ends up flying out, and I think he flies out in the middle of a field somewhere.
He lands on a tree that gets struck by lightning freaking twice.
Well, he wakes up in a field and has a horse talking to him.
Hey, would your name conceivably be Jack?
Yeah.
Is there any explanation besides the horse?
You see it in the photo, in the painting?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, the horse ends up leading him back to Mary. And during, while the horse is leading him, there is a scene here where it cuts to all the guests inside the house, and they're all wearing all their clothes got ripped off of them, and I guess all their bags were in the car as well, so they have nothing to wear anymore. So they're just wearing random shit from around the house. Did y'all see that shit?
Yes. Yeah.
One of them was wearing a lampshade. It is great. It's great. The horse led the goot to Mary, and she starts explaining her story to him, and basically she's been doing like a Groundhog Day of her death for the past 200 years.
And all because she wouldn't toop him.
Well, and then the tree that she's at, because I guess like when she was alive before they got married, that she was doing like a prayer to whatever saint, whoever, in hopes of like the marriage being canceled.
Yeah. That way she can hook up with him.
Yes.
But you were saying earlier about him popping up in the shower. This happens right here. And he starts, his name's Martin. I got that guy's name. Liam Neeson's name's character is Martin. He just shows up in the shower behind her. And then the first time another man touches her, she's all into it. Like she, all of a sudden, the ass poking out. She seems like she's wanting to fuck. That's why
But she did think it was Jack when he was touching her.
But she said specifically, you've never done this before. So it's something he's never done. So he doesn't do anything to her, for her.
He doesn't take charge. He's too submissive.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Well, because she probably yells at him all the time.
She puts him down.
Yes.
Yeah, it's who knows like which came first. You know, it's hard to say. After a while it becomes a vicious circle.
The bitch or the egg.
With her screaming, Jack runs in and rips the curtain down. Jack's trying to explain that there's ghost in the house all of a sudden because I don't know why she's mad at Jack. First of all, he didn't do anything wrong.
Because that's all she's done in this movie is scream Jack the entire time.
The family, the dad, the parapsychologist, socialist, whatever he is, he's finally getting some reaction on his machines that he brought to inspect the place. It shows the kids, his kids, watching an exercise video. This shit cracked me up because I've seen a few movies do this, and for how early this is, like this is 88, right?
Yep.
So they're watching an exercise video and some shit's going on around them. They just get tired of it, and one of them throws a book at the TV. And instead of hitting the TV, it goes into the TV. The bitch catches it and throws it back out. It looked pretty good for the time.
Right. I thought that was a pretty good effect. Like probably the best one in the whole movie.
Yeah, because pretty much the book was drawn each frame. Even when it went in the TV, it was still being drawn in her hand.
That, and then there was another part when the TV got bumped, and the second TV got bumped, you see the screen shake a little, and she gets irritated and starts talking to the kids again. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, that may have actually been one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Now, the Goot, I forget how they start talking, but he runs into the older lady.
He just happens to walk by and the door just opens, and there's Mom in bed, already knowing what to say.
You do love her, don't you?
How? They've known each other an hour.
What's the problem then?
Is he still wearing the same clothes that were soaking wet earlier because they were on the bus?
Yeah.
Well, because his clothes didn't get blown off.
Yeah, he was blown away.
I figured he would have changed after he got, whatever. My favorite part of all this stuff going on, like he starts talking with her and they talk about the being married or whatever, but seeing the, I don't know what you would call these, but the priest is sitting there praying and you get these nuns, Jawas.
Yes, I was going to call them Jawa nuns.
Jawans. That's all I saw was these fucking Jawa nuns, and his crotch, does he catch on fire? Does his dick catch on fire, or is it the wood he's sitting on?
His room is right across from Miranda's, Jennifer Tilly's, and he keeps he's reading his Bible, but he keeps peeping at her. Yeah, that's when they show up, the Jawa nuns, whatever we're gonna call them. But yeah, and then that's when he gets the burning crotch, and he gets chucked out.
Yeah,
so.
They're punishing his his filthy thoughts.
Yeah, because he's supposed to stay chaste because he's going to be a priest.
During this whole scene here, you get the Goot is given the book of high spirits from the old lady. You get everybody scared to death of ghosts all of a sudden, except Beverly DiBencholo, because she thinks it's all a setup to try to save the place. So she doesn't believe anything that just happened. up until she's in the room with Mary and Martin when they come bursting through the wall and for their little stabbing scene again. This time, however, instead of the goot getting stabbed, she's the one that stops it from happening by somehow ghost ball kicking.
It's weird, but why are they reenacting the stabbing if he's already saved her? She already be free? Why is she going back into the loop?
Because like when he initially broke her free, what was it? I had to look this up, but it was explained that like he had to have declared his love for her at that time to like completely free her. But because that's why she was upset, because like he wouldn't say he loves her. And like when they were talking in that one room, and I think she actually said, well, do you love me? And that's when he's like, well, hey, let's just take things slow, like Steve Gutenberging it up. And so because he didn't proclaim his love for her, that's why now she's back in the loop.
Oh, wow. All right. So you could always end the relationship and start it over again later.
Right.
Nice. Pretty convenient.
Nice touch. I like that. I mean, at any point, you know how to go and get a chick to talk to for the night. You just go get stabbed by a ghost.
Yeah, harlot.
I like here how the owner is just confused as fuck all of a sudden because the guests were all pissed off because the ghosts weren't real and they were ready to leave. Now they're scared as fuck because the ghosts are real and they're ready to leave. But while he's talking to his staff, the wall behind him, and he said like the graphics here I thought were pretty good. The wall started coming apart and flying around.
Why are chunks of masonry floating about?
A bunch of corpses come to life. I guess there's a big crypt back there.
Yeah, it's for ancestors.
Yeah.
So that was fun. He sees his dad, has a conversation with him, ends up trying to hug his dad, falling on his face. Once again, classic. I love these. And if you could watch him in this movie and not know he's drunk, Malcolm, come on.
Yeah.
So we jump to All Hallows Eve finally, and I guess this is the day that any of the ghosts can be touched. Is that
to different degrees? I guess I never knew that.
It's when they regain their flesh is on All Hallows Eve.
It's supposed to be the strongest, the two worlds. Yeah, that's what I've heard other movies use.
Gotcha. So this time you get Martin pops up in Sharon. That's her name. Sharon. Pops up in her bed, and he's trying to basically get her to fuck him. I mean,
sure, I know I'm a ghost and a murderer, but forget about all that.
I don't know why she doesn't go for him. You can clearly tell he can touch her at this point because he does rub her back.
Yeah.
So you get the goot taking a bath and reading the book he just got. I honestly thought somebody was going to pop out of the water with him. Just seemed like the obvious thing to happen there. But it'd been funny as hell if Martin popped up.
Right.
That's his spot.
But more weird shit starts happening as he's reading the book. And by weird shit, I mean like the wind flying through the hallway and that stuff like that. The stage play started running on its own, which this part I thought was pretty cool. So like when they would cut away, there was a part where a real well tail flew out and smacked the ground, whereas when it cut back, it was just cardboard. Same thing with tentacles. There was water flying out at them from the fake stage.
Well, and this is the scene that we were talking about that like I clearly remember because like when I was little and I saw this scene, like it totally like freaked me out because they pulled the boy in and then all of a sudden he becomes like the little cardboard character and it's like, oh my God, this is so scary.
Yes, I loved it. You see a tentacle come out. Yeah, there it is. Like, yeah, not great, but right there is not bad. That's something else. So
yeah,
there's not bad. The transition was pretty bad, but it reminded me a lot of. Do y'all remember the movie Tales from the Hood?
Yeah.
So I remember the movie. Yeah.
Well, there's one of the episodes, one of the stories, whatever during the movie, when anybody like died, they got added to this mural on the wall. So that's what reminded me here. This guy got pulled in. All of a sudden, he's part of the show. So that was my first little thing. But I thought it was a fun scene. It was like a lot, like really good. I thought the way they shot it was a lot of fun. So you jump over, you see the Goot and Mary basically start to hook up because she's a person, on this one night of the year. The rest of the house is going around. Are they ghost hunting? They have the ghost hunting equipment. What are they looking for? Are they trying to?
I think they're actually trying to find a spot where there is no ghost activity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so they're looking for a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they went back out to where the bridge, where the van fell in the water earlier. And sorry, I don't know why I keep calling it a bridge. It was a dock.
So that means they had two vans, because that one comes out of the water and then there's another one that gets torn apart.
Well, that one, the one that got torn apart, I think that was like their own personal, like
it looked more like a car.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so as you just said, the van very creepily rises up out of the water. I can't say that I've seen any others, but this is by far the best movie I've ever watched where a van is stalking someone through some woods, jumping out of trees, flying. Like, come on, dude. This scene was great.
If only if it popped from behind a tree, just like cartoonishly, just.
Well, there was the scene when they turn around and the lights pop on and it's up in the tree. Come on.
Yeah. It's pretty close.
See, I think what would have added to it, like, is if Martin would have honked the horn and it would have done like the La Cucaracha.
Oh, yeah. But Mary, like during this scene, while it's Martin driving it, obviously, and he's following. Mary is it Mary?
Not Mary. No,
Sharon.
No.
Following Sharon.
Yeah.
Beverly D'Angelo. Following Beverly D'Angelo around. And just chasing her. He's like, love me, basic. I mean, it's not exactly what he's saying, but it's what
love
he's
me,
saying.
I'll run you over.
Yeah, love me or I will
What
kill
a
you.
woman.
And yeah, what a woman. But my favorite part is he's not wrong. Like, basically, it's love me or I'll kill you.
Mhm.
She knows he's not lying because he has spent the last 200 years killing the last woman who wouldn't love him. The van does end up flying into the castle where we find Mary and the Goot, who just got done fucking, and Mary's looking like, very decrepit. She's a decayed body all of a sudden.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Goot's not in love anymore.
Mary. See, isn't that Gina Davis from Beetlejuice when they're on the table rotting out?
Yeah, that's the vibe I got on that.
Well, because the reason why she's all rotted, because like going back to when he was talking with the mom and then reading that book, is because that on Halloween night that yes, the dead become alive again, but the rule is that you can touch them, you can be with them, you just can't sleep with them, because if you sleep with them, then it causes their bodies to rot.
What about mouse stuff?
Mouse.
What's the limitations?
Exactly.
So it's kind of like that movie Cool World. Like if you sleep with the cartoon while you're
There
a
it
cartoon,
is.
you'll turn into.
Yeah.
Jack's grossed out, obviously. But Mary's starting to guilt him into some shit. She says, you said you love me forever, and makes him kiss her to prove it. We all saw this coming. She turns back into her beautiful self while he's doing it.
But it took a while because, the both couples now have fully met downstairs,
Yeah, that face he's making while kissing her, I think we've all been there before. Like, oh, okay. Martin, on the other hand, he's wanting Sharon to spend her life with him, and he's a little more devious about his.
Yeah, was his intentional? I'm a little on the fence.
I think it was unintentional.
No,
because I think she was running away and that she just slipped.
Oh, Sharon, you do love me, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then be with me. Be with me forever.
Any way you want it.
Like, I don't.
He is at the window, and it's like she is going to embrace him.
She looks like she goes to hug him and jumps out the window. I think he did it on purpose. Personal thought. I think he did it on purpose so she would die and stay there with him. Because it seems like everybody has to kill themselves to stay there.
Because he's not a good person. We can accept Martin's not a good person, but yet we're going to forgive that on the last bit of the movie anyway.
Well, let's accept that Beverly D'Angelo is not a good person in this movie either.
Well, did she deserve to die?
Obviously, but here's the bad part. She got what she wanted after she died. Weird. So he tricks her into I say he tricked her into jumping out the window. It could have been an accident.
Guys, I just realized something. Okay, I've got the character list open. So Beverly D'Angelo's character is Sharon Brogan Crawford. Liam Neeson is Martin Brogan. She's shacking up with a relative.
That's hot. 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 This is hot. That's hot. That's hot. This is really hot. That's 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 really hot. That's 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 hot. That was hot. That's hot. That is really hot.
Oh, that explains why. Yes, she said her daddy was born in that castle. Okay.
Is that her grandpa?
Kind of.
Like her great. Well, if
it could have been like
Mary,
a great cousin or great grandpa. It's hard to say.
Yeah, because
now he's a great cousin.
Mary
Nice.
is Peter O'Toole's character's like
Great grand cousin.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sick of movies with incest.
I'm not.
Jack runs down to check on her, and somehow, I don't know if I missed story or if this is just something they threw in here. But
They just threw it in.
Yeah.
All right. So Mary takes over the body of Sharon, and Sharon is now just a ghost hanging out with Martin.
Right.
Everybody's okay with this. You have to explain this at some point. How there's a chick walking around that is not your wife. Where is your wife?
In your wife's clothes.
Yeah.
Now claiming to be your wife, because no doubt you're not going to try to like go the route of getting her own.
Or is it,
and everything.
even though they didn't film it that way, is it Mary's spirit in the wife's body, just acting different? You would hope it's that, because
so
Peter's
we
got
might
to
still see the face of Sharon, and it's actually her.
If a woman dies, who do you think the police are ready to suspect right off the bat? The husband.
Right. Number one suspect.
If a woman dies in the woods and no one's around to hear it, did it really happen? Is that what you're going with?
What about at a castle?
I like here how like everybody basically is just leaving happy. Jennifer Tilly's with the priest. So how is that going to work? He was like on a retreat. It's not a permanent thing, right? Or is he just giving up priesthood?
He's given up
priesthood.
priesthood.
Yeah, because he's not going to do his final vows or whatever it is to become final priest.
Your final toll.
Finish him.
The mom and dad are recommending this as the most haunted place in America, or not America, and the most haunted place in wherever the fuck they were, Europe. I'll just say Europe. Ireland. Did they stay in Ireland or Europe? I don't know.
In Ireland. Well, Ireland is in Europe.
I said the villains, both villains, they're dead, they're ghosts, but they seem happy, so that's weird to me. But they're at least both dead. The good guys are alive and fucking, so good for them. And I guess the Goot is just moving to the castle. I mean, she's alive now. Why are they still at the castle hanging out with their exes?
Didn't anyone ask Peter O'Toole if it's okay?
No.
You're talking about like they stayed there. Nobody asked him. He's living there with a zombie bitch and hanging out with their dead exes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. All right.
It's a weird ghost wife swap situation.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary, you put on a wee bit of flesh since I last saw you.
I'm not getting stabbed every night then, Mark.
Mary, it hurt me more than it hurt you.
Go on now with it.
Ghost
That
swinging?
is ghost swingos. But yeah, no, I honestly, that's where the movie ends. That's where my notes end. I don't have anything else. So unless y'all have anything.
Not really. I mean, you don't see any of because I don't even think you see Peter O'Toole's character anymore. After.
It's just those four.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. Critics gave this one a 31. Fans, 59. So it's gonna be fun to see where we land on this. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here because I'm more curious about what y'all got to say, because I'll be honest, I like the movie. Y'all seem like y'all don't like it much. So that'll be fun.
I'll get to it.
But I really enjoyed this movie. It's that dumb 80s humor that I've loved since I was a small child. This Mom and Dad Saved the World, The Burbs, Money Pit, stupid 80s humor. Love it. Unrealistic stories, but they're fun. I don't have any complaints about this one. It's not perfect. There's obviously some of the transitions here and there weren't great. It was the 80s. What did they have to work with? Not perfect, but I'm going to watch it again and again. I gave this one an 85%. I really did. I love this movie. I
Okay.
thought it was a lot of fun. Teresa, you want to go ahead and go?
Sure. So, yeah, like I said before, that, this memory hold me. It's just like, oh my God, I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid. I bet this is going to be great. I enjoyed the first part. I felt that, like, all the additional characters, like, did we ever say what bushy eyebrows? Peter Gallagher, he was the priest. That, I felt like after a point, like, especially the introduction of Mary and Liam Neeson's character, I forgot his name. Martin, there we go. That it's just like all the sideline characters, like there was no point and or purpose for them in the entire movie. Like even the little bits that they had. And I think it would have been a better storyline had it just been Sharon and Jack on this honeymoon to this hotel without all of them, because it's like they had no basis to the story, and it made the movie drag on even longer than what it should have, to where, like, I kid you not, by the end of the movie I was glad that it was over. It became such a slog to get through, especially because, like, they didn't use Peter O'Toole to his full potential. Like, I think if they would have used him kind of like how Clue used Tim Curry, like have him be a main staple in everything. But he was so underused, and I don't know if like the other cut has like more of his interaction, but I just feel like this petered out way too fast. There's too much unexplained, and it's like I understand that this is supposed to be not a hard thinking movie, but at least put the plot together, make it make sense. And they didn't. And yeah, like I said, by the end of the movie I was so glad it was over. And so I'm right with Rotten Tomatoes. In fact, I'm going a point lower just out of spite. I'm giving it a 30%. I will not watch this movie again. And I think out of all the Gutenberg movies I've seen and all the Beverly D'Angelo movies I've seen, this is probably the worst one they've ever done.
Right on, right on. Malcolm, what you got, brother?
Well, High Spirits is a movie that lived in the back of my mind for decades, and I just didn't know it. Revisiting, it felt like stepping back into a massive, gorgeous fever dream because I loved the castle. It was a beautiful indoor set. The set designer went directly to Batman 89 and got an Emmy, and you can kind of see the style in this castle. Peter O'Toole is the true star that I wish we had more of, but I'm enjoying what I did get. I loved watching him dance with the English language. He brought a class to this silly movie. Aside from the kids, I hated the kids. The kids did not need to exist.
Yes.
They useless. Kids are usually funny in these situations. Nope. The castle's pretty good. I admit the central love story is a bit of a pill to swallow. It really blurs the line between genuine love and simple infatuation, especially when Mary's ghoul mimics a supernatural version of Coyote Ugly Morning. But in this 80s high concept cinema, it operates on fairy tale logic, so you just have to go, let it be. I still wish we had more Miranda and brother Tony. With the spiritual wife swapping and the confusing happy ending. The production was huge, even though it didn't have a huge budget, and it was a flop. I'm with Jay. It's 85%, and I don't know why, and I'm probably not going to watch it again. But I did smile. I don't know. Sometimes I just enjoy watching bad movies and smiling.
It's that nostalgia from when we were children, man.
There's that. I think it's just flashing back from being confused watching it.
Well, and it's just like to have all, because I don't know if all of them were big names yet at that time, but it's just like, with current lenses, that to see this all-star cast, and for 90% of the cast to just basically be there and not be used, it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I know at this point, Beverly D'Angelo is 2 vacations deep, I think.
Yes.
Vacation and European. And I think the year after this is Christmas. So I'm not sure about the rest of her career at this point, but I know that she's been in a few things.
And Liam Neeson, he was only picked because of his accent and those abs.
Yep.
That was it, because he looked like a romantic novel lead.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I did not know that was him until the kick in the ball scene. I think that's going to do it for us tonight, unless y'all got anything else.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right, but before we go, Teresa, could you go ahead and tell us about your show and how to find you?
Sure. Well, I host the informational short podcast called And Now You Know, where I answer ridiculous questions and give you the answers for them. So if you would like to check out my show, you can find it by typing in And Now You Know. And just look for the logo with the rainbow and the black writing, because apparently there's a bunch of other shows called And Now You Know. So be on the lookout for that. You can follow me on Twitter at ANYK Show. And you can also email me at andnowyouknowshow@gmail.com with any questions you may have.
Right on. Well, thanks again, Teresa, for joining us for this one.
Yes, thank you for having me, even though I hated it.
Well, we'll definitely have you back on for another one down the line. We'll just figure out which one we'll do. And otherwise, thank you everyone for joining us. Have a good one.
Oh, God, what a woman.
You're not so bad yourself.